Race number 4 of the Gatorade Cup Series season number 5 stays out west for the final race of the West Coast Swing. We're here at Phoenix for the running of the Gatorade 500. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. On the pole we have Alexander Rowe. To his outside, it's the two of Luke Rainey. They got Patrick Smith and Adam Lewis. And running out the top 5 is Isaac Nichols. To his outside, it's Alex Stewart. They got Wyatt Walker and Jeff Bright. And rounding out the top 10, it's Justin Heath and John West. They got Riley Sprague and Brady Wormnest, Jade Jefferson and Tim Gary, Keegan Thompson and Cynthia Bright, Carter Friesen and Eli Bright, Josh Samito and Katie Samito, Trey Rainey and Jonathan Buford, Tim Randolph, TJ Hanley, Kevin Bandon, your Auto Club winner, and Brandon Tharp, Joe Jefferson, your Daytona 500 winner, he's also your points leader, and to his inside is Marcus Santi. Then Michael Gregory and Javier Hernandez, Julie Sanderson and Code Luigi, second in points, Andrew Miller and Francis Dustin, William Seaman and Jason Spino Jr., Max Anderson and Derek Bouchard, your last race winner at Las Vegas, DJ Reed and Evan Hunter, Michael Cantone, Levi Shones rounds out the 42 car field here at Phoenix. Let's go down trackside for the command.
Gentlemen, start your engine. All right, boys, pace and rhythm all day today. Driver's department, crew chief, pit crew. Pace and rhythm all day, that's all we need.
42 cars roar to life here this afternoon for 47 laps here at Phoenix. The Gatorade 500. Everyone wants to win this race because it is the race of the title sponsor, and it could potentially get you into the chase. A win means a lot for points. Pace car in 47 laps at Phoenix. Alexander Rowe, Luke Rainey come down to the front straightaway. The great flag is in the air. We're racing here at Phoenix. Look at Adam Lewis make it 3 wide in lap 1. And they make it off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, Adam Lewis made it 3 wide for the race lead. He's going to clear into 3 and 4. And here come the Hendrick teammates, Isaac Nichols and Jeff Bright down low for second. Adam Lewis leads lap 1. Alexander Rowe clears. That was a very gutsy lap number 1 for Adam Lewis, making it 3 wide for the race lead on lap number 1 and turn 1. That's stuff that doesn't happen a lot, and it doesn't work a lot. Isaac Nichols trying to clear Alexander Rowe for second. You get tight down low, though, and the runoff of turn number 4 on the top side is very big, and Rowe's able to keep that second spot for now, but if Nichols and Jeff Bright keep working on him, he might slip just a little bit and fall back. Close there off turn number 2. As they come down the back straightaway, Isaac Nichols pulls ahead of that 7 car into 3 and 4, and if he can drive it down to the bottom lane, he might have it. Patrick Smith leaves the top to go to the bottom. Isaac Nichols clears. He's going to slide up into that second spot. And then you got single file on back to about 5th, 6th position. Battle for 4th. Patrick Smith trying to hold off Jeff Bright. The battle for the lead. Isaac Nichols gets great drive off of turn number 2. He's looking to the bottom into 3 and 4 underneath Adam Lewis. Lewis gives him the inside spot. Not going to really challenge that much. We're only 3 laps into the race. He lets Nichols go and he says, hey, I'll get you later after a pit stop. Nichols back out front at Phoenix as he leads your IROC champion out front in the 48 car. Patrick Smith on Alexander Rowe. Behind him, they are going 3 wide, or trying to do it. Jeff Bright with a great run off the top clears John West. Battle for 3rd. Patrick Smith to the inside of Alexander Rowe. So after starting on pole, Rowe is slowly fading back as Adam Lewis back on the back bumper of Isaac Nichols, possibly seeing what Nichols was doing better than him. He's to the inside now for the race lead. These two are going to be battling a lot here today. If pit stops go their way, I can see that already. Nichols with the run off the top. Can he clear Adam Lewis? He's going to lead this lap. He edges ahead at the stripe. Yeah, yesterday in the target race, we saw a photo finish. Less than 0.02 of a second the race was won by. Do we see one here today in the Gatorade Cup Series? Lewis clears Isaac Nichols. Now the battle for second. Patrick Smith on the move. He's up to second, looking for the race lead. Adam Lewis, wow, he had to go up the track because Patrick Smith was coming by. And Smith will get to the race lead down the front straightaway. Great move by Patrick Smith to get to the race lead. And now Nichols is coming for second once again. He's going underneath Adam Lewis. Patrick Smith looks to have a fast car here today. But can he hold on to the race lead and win is the question. Nichols back to the bottom for that second position. Alexander Rowe still falling back. Jeff Bright gets into him. Bright was completely sideways. He's able to hold on to the car and save it. That was a really good save by Jeff Bright there. He and Alexander Rowe battling hard. Rowe is falling back, kind of fading just a little bit. They made contact, and Bright was able to save the car, luckily, because that could have been big. That was in front of the whole field. And they're still battling for fourth. Bright still trying to clear Rowe. So your pole sitter falling back. He's fighting for he's fighting for fourth place with Jeff Bright. If Bright gets by him, he will fall back to fifth. And then he has Tim Gary also lined up on the bottom lane. Back up to second. Adam Lewis has it. Isaac Nichols was on the back bumper going into 3. Adam Lewis really drove into 3 and 4, trying to make it stick. It didn't really stick that much, and Nichols is right back on the back bumper. Jeff Bright has finally gotten clear, but now Tim Gary looks to the inside for that position. Cynthia Bright and that 24 car is coming out to the front. Yeah, really good day for Hendrick so far. Isaac Nichols right now running third. Jeff Bright trying to fend off some challenges for fourth, and Cynthia Bright's right there outside the top 5. So that's 3 of the 400 cars right now running in the top 10. The other is just inside the top 20, I believe. Yes, the other is 19th. That's Eli Brent in the 88. As for the lead, Adam Lewis got good bite off of turn number 2, side by side down the dog leg between Adam Lewis and Patrick Smith. And Lewis down to the bottom lane into 3 and 4. Will clear Patrick Smith. It's back to the race lead, Adam Lewis. Cynthia Bright up to 4th, as you saw back there with that big battle. They are going 3 wide. John West with a big move to the bottom lane. Jeff Bright in the middle makes contact with Tim Gary. They're still making contact. Jeff Bright's going to let West go by. Here's 2 drivers that started on the front row as Patrick Smith looks back for the race lead. Side by side. Adam Lewis leads that lap, but Patrick Smith has the preferred inside line for turn 1 and 2. He's going to clear Adam Lewis down the dog leg. Patrick Smith back to the race lead. Isaac Nichols watching these two swap the lead, and that's allowing Cynthia Bright and Tim Gary into this battle. They're catching. Bright really drove it in. Cynthia up the track. Same with Tim Gary, and Gary's going to lose spots because of that. John West coming by. West up to 5th. Tim Gary back to 6th. Jeff Bright 7th. But as I was mentioning before, as Luke Rainey and Alexander Rowe are side by side, those were 2 guys that started on the front row. Now they're back just inside the top 10. It's very interesting to see there. Casey Mino now battling with Luke Rainey as Jeff Bright got a little tight in front of those guys. As Isaac Nichols battles for a second with Adam Lewis. Cynthia Bright's now caught the front 3 as she is trying to contend with these guys. But up front, it's all Patrick Smith and that number 51 cars. They battle back behind. He's going to be able to pull away. But they really get a good run through 3 and 4 there. But Lewis off the top. Looks like he's going to clear down the front straightaway. After a while, once the tires get worn, it starts getting harder to make passes in 3 and 4 because the outside lane really comes in. Now here comes 5th and 6th into the battle. That's John West and Tim Gary. And then behind them, Case Samito and Luke Rainey passing Jeff Bright. That's another thing. Tire conservation, you need to have it here at Phoenix. If you can conserve your tires for late into the run, you can get up there at the end of the run. So we've got 30 laps to go in this race. Patrick Smith, Adam Lewis, Isaac Nichols, Cynthia Bright, all trying. They're in the top 4. And then John West and Tim Gary possibly trying to gain on these guys. They're back 5th and 6th, and they are gaining on Nichols, who got really tight in 3 and 4. It kind of held up teammate Cynthia Bright. And now Lewis is onto the back bumper of Patrick Smith. And now for 3rd, Isaac Nichols goes off the track a little bit. Cynthia Bright had a little bit of a peak, couldn't get it done. I think Lewis is just stalking him, trying to force him into a mistake instead of using up his tires to try and pass him. He knows he's just a little bit faster than that 51 car. He's just waiting for him to make a mistake, as the front few are really single file now, except for this battle for the race lead and for third. Side by side for the race lead. Lewis back to the bottom lane of the 51 of Patrick Smith. And then Isaac Nichols and Cynthia Bright just waiting behind these two. Smith off the top. Clears. Right now your front four, Chevy, Dodge, Chevy, Chevy. So that one lone Dodge, the 22 of Adam Lewis in the middle of all these Chevys, is now for third. Cynthia Bright underneath teammate Isaac Nichols as Adam Lewis looks underneath Patrick Smith. Lewis tight down low again. Bright clears for third. Comes up trying to protect the bottom lane. Lewis gives it to the inside, Smith into 1 and 2. Adam Lewis clears for the race lead. Cynthia Bright going for second. Good run there by Cynthia into 3 and 4. She has a really good run. She's got to the inside of Adam Lewis here. Side by side, the 24 car trying to take the lead. Underneath Adam Lewis. Can she hold it down there into 1 and 2? I believe we're going to have a new race leader right here. It's going to be Cynthia Bright. For the first time today, Bright out front. And then behind, a whole single file train. Here comes John West. He saved some tires. He's going for third. As the front view really started to battle Adam Lewis, Patrick Smith, and Isaac Nichols, they're starting to fall back now. See Tim Gary now underneath. Yeah, Nichols starting to fade just a little bit as they come down the back straightaway. John West staying high. Tim Gary underneath John West. That is for the 4th position, and he will take it. Isaac Nichols through the middle. Car on pit road's the 99 of Carter Friesen. A possible problem, or that could just be a scheduled pit stop, because if you pit now, you can make it on fuel, possibly trying to get tires earlier than everyone else. You'll have tires earlier. You can be able to go faster now while these guys are out there on older tires. The battle for second, Patrick Smith trying to clear Adam Lewis. Isaac Nichols trying to clear Tim Gary behind. I don't believe anyone else has pitted quite yet. I believe only the 99 has come down pit road. And Carter Friesen has retired from this race, so a big problem there in that 99 team, and obviously was not a scheduled pit stop. Tim Gary, slide job on Isaac Nichols to pick up spot number 4. And while these guys are battling, Cynthia Bright is out of here, coming to 20 to go this time by. And she is out front controlling this race right now. But will they have to make a pit stop? I believe they will have to sometime late in this race. And while we talk about pit stops here at Phoenix, remember back in season number 3, Phoenix, one of the last races of the season. This guy, Luke Rainey, won it on pit strategy. He was running back around 15th all day long. They come down pit road. When Luke Rainey hits pit road, the yellow comes out. He crosses the start-finish line to take the caution flag. He ends up 7/8 of the lap ahead of the field. He restarts. He wins the race by about 20 seconds. So anything can happen. As Patrick Smith again on Adam Lewis for second. Lewis still trying to get that run off the top, and he does once again. Ooh, little contact there. Patrick Smith up into Adam Lewis. And Luke Rainey to 6th. He has not had a very good season. In fact, it's been kind of cursed this season. He's back below 40th in points. He's one of the last two. He and Evan Hunter down there, 41st and 42nd in points. They're trying to turn their season around. Rainey's doing that right now at this race, hoping to keep it like that. He's up to 6th. Evan Hunter is back in 33rd, so a struggling season for that 11 team. In fact, a struggling season for a lot of these guys back here. Your points leader is Joe Jefferson. That 39 car, he's in 25th. He's battling hard for some positions with Derek Bouchard and TJ Hanley. So he could possibly lose the points after today, although Levi Schoen's one of the highest in points with him. He's in 39th right now. Luke Rainey to 5th. He's gotten by Tim Gary. Isaac Nichols has also gotten by that 16. So Nichols up to 4th. Luke Rainey up to 5th. Gary back to 6th. And look who's coming up here. Javier Hernandez. He's just packed a few cars. He's up to the 7th position. Yeah, the tire wear takes its toll here at Phoenix after a while. As you can see, the cars pushing hard or falling back here late in this run. As Tim Gary battles with Luke Rainey, Isaac Nichols fell back, possibly trying to save his stuff. The tires may have cooled down. He's coming for 3rd place underneath that 51 of Patrick Smith. That's once again for 3rd behind your race leader, Cynthia Bright. In 2nd place, Adam Lewis, and Bright has gotten out of here. Last time by, she had 7/10 of a second lead over 2nd place. This time by, it shrunk just a little bit, 0.5 Adam Lewis just took out of the lead that time. Javier Hernandez just driven up onto this big battle for 3rd. As Tim Gary, Luke Rainey also closing on the battle between Patrick Smith and Isaac Nichols. Big battle. And Lewis may be starting to close in on that 24 just a little bit. Tim Gary to the outside of that 48 now. 48 struggling down low. Gary might get by for 4th. Side by side down the dog leg. And once again, that 48 just cannot complete the pass. Gets way too tight down low, and he's going to lose a spot to Tim Gary and possibly even Luke Rainey here in 1 and 2. 48 car struggling right now. If he can clear Luke Rainey here, he has a shot. Look at Tim Gary. Top to bottom, underneath Patrick Smith. He's possibly going to grab 3rd place right here. Strong move. And that was a strong move by that 16. They're going to go 3 wide. Luke Rainey around the outside. One amazing move by that 2 car to get by the 48. Javier Hernandez, and he split Isaac Nichols. And Hernandez now underneath the 2 for 5th. And up ahead, Tim Gary, possibly again. Right. Oh, Patrick Smith is coming down pit road, it looks like. So pit stops are happening. The 51, the first car into pit road, they battle behind Javier Hernandez and Luke Rainey. But was it only he that came down pit road is the question. Was it only Patrick Smith? I believe only Patrick Smith pit. So we'll have to see. Does Cynthia Bright come down pit road? She has a 7/10 of a second lead. She's going low. She is coming down pit road. So pit cycles starting here at Phoenix. Cynthia Bright surrenders the lead. Isaac Nichols, Jeff Bright, they're all teammates. They're coming in. Does Eli Bright, the other 100 car, come in? No, he's going to stay out there. And this is one thing, pitting early. You could possibly lose a lap if a caution comes out, but it's a big gain. If a caution doesn't come out, you have fresher tires earlier than anyone. You gain time. And now here comes some other cars into pit road. Pit road's going to be a very congested place this lap. Katie Samito going to do the Luke Rainey strategy. Try and stay as long as she can. Hope for yellow. Cole Luigi doing the same in that 42 car. I believe that's Marcus Sachi back there in the 43. Was bound side by side with DJ Reed, your Las Vegas winner, and Alexander Rowe, who started on pole. They are 3 wide. And if a caution comes out, that's huge, and that was almost a caution right there. Casey Meal going to bring in. DJ Reed now going to stay out on track. And hopefully the DJ doesn't run out of fuel there. Who's the car behind him? I believe that might be the 24. Is that Cynthia Bright? Yeah, Cynthia Bright has gone out pit road. Is about half a straightaway behind DJ Reed. Here comes Adam Lewis out. Lewis may beat Cynthia. It's going to be close. They're going to be side by side to 3 and 4. Cynthia Bright powers around the outside to get the lead back. DJ Reed has come down pit road finally. So Cynthia Bright right now out in front. But do these guys get out before her? Cynthia Bright keeps the race lead. But can she hold off a hard-charging Adam Lewis? They have to watch out for this 21 car as well. Can DJ Reed get off pit road? Don't look like he'll be able to. Look like it'll be close. And during that pit cycle, Evan Hunter falls a lap down. So we talked about the struggles with the 11 team. It's continuing here. He falls a lap down along with Jason Smito Jr. And it's just been a tough season for both of those guys. Just no good for them. Caution out! Trey Rainey goes around with Derek Bouchard, and that changes everything. Caution with 6 to go. That means 2-lap shootout here at Phoenix. Cynthia Bright back to the line first. Trey Rainey and Derek Bouchard spin around on the front straightaway. Let's see what happened. Here they are racing off of turn number 4. You can see Brandon Tharp, Trey Rainey, and Derek Bouchard. And Tharp coming up, thinking Trey Rainey's not there, possibly not getting the information from a spotter. They hit, Rainey gets sideways and down into Derek Bouchard and spins them both around, causing the yellow flag, which is going to set up a 2-lap shootout. Cynthia Bright had the race lead, Adam Lewis was right behind, and now they have to deal with a late race restart with others behind. Very close there for Josh Amino not to get taken out. As others drive on by, Cynthia Bright leads us back to the line first. She had a pretty decent lead over Adam Lewis, and now it's going to be a restart with under 5 laps to go. 2-lap shootout at Phoenix. Who wins it? Let's take it back to the green flag. The field enters 3 and 4 to take the green flag with only 2 laps remaining. Derek Bouchard's retired from that. We have 38 cars on the lead lap. Cynthia Bright is out front trying to hold on and win. Adam Lewis is in second. Tim Gary's third. The lap car of 700 between he and Patrick Smith, who's fourth. Isaac Nichols in fifth. Pace car to pit road. 2-lap shootout. Who wins at Phoenix? The Gatorade 500 final restart of the day. Green flag back in the air. Cynthia Bright got a good start, but does she overdrive 1 and 2? Bright up the track. Tim Gary, if he starts battling Adam Lewis, that's going to be Cynthia Bright's best help. White flag this time. Battle for second. Cynthia Bright slow in the corner. Tim Gary with the run. White flag. One more time around Phoenix. Does Cynthia Bright hold on and win? Adam Lewis trying everything he can to clear Tim Gary. Gary trying everything he can to clear Adam Lewis. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Cynthia Bright has dominated this race, but she has Tim Gary hard charging behind her into 3 and 4. Tim Gary to the inside. Does he have enough for a run off of turn number 4? Cynthia Bright trying to get wound up on the high side, and Bright will win at Phoenix. Cynthia Bright dominates here at Phoenix and gets the job done as she clears Tim Gary off the corner, and by about a car length, Cynthia Bright picks up win number 1 in the Gatorade Cup Series. My, oh my. Wow. Let's go and check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Gatorade 500 at Phoenix. There was 1 caution flag for 4 laps and 10 lead changes among 6 different drivers. And Cynthia Bright completely dominated this race, leading 21 of 47 laps to win. But Tim Gary gave it his all at the end. He ends up second. He lost by about a car length. And Lewis ends up third. He led some laps. He led 7. Patrick Smith ends up fourth. He led 13 laps. And Casey Mito ends up fifth, leading laps on pit strategy. Then Isaac Nichols led 3 laps. He ends up 6th. Solid day for him. Javier Hernandez in 7th. Jeff Bryan 8th. A good day for him. Cole Luigi, who was 2nd in points, still stays 2nd in points, but gains a little bit in 9th. And Luke Rainey, a day he needed, a solid day where nothing went wrong. He ends up 10th. So there's your top 20. DJ Reed, all race towards the back of the field, but because of when that caution came out, he was situated in a perfect position to where he was just outside the top 10. He ends up 12th after starting 40th. That's a very good day for him. Alexander Rose started on pole. The car kind of faded after after about 5 or so laps. He ends up 16th, a very disappointing day for him. And Joe Jefferson, your points leader, comes from 28th to 17th. I'm sure he'll be happy with that. He keeps his points lead. So now look down 21st to 40th. Some drivers down here having days they want to forget. Michael Canto started last. He ends up 21st. That's a really good day for him. But some people down here, Kevin Band and Trey Rainey was involved in that one accident that brought out the caution. Levi Shones is down here. Jonathan Buford, Julius Anderson, Francis Dustin, Jay Jefferson, TJ Hanley. Evan Hunter having a season he needs to forget. Finishes 39th a lap down. He needs to turn his luck around very, very quickly. Now let's go look at those point standings. Here are the point standings as we are done with the West Coast swing. Joe Jefferson comes out with the points lead by 12 points over Code Luigi. A solid day. He's now 2nd in points. Javier Hernandez tied with Code. He's 3rd in points. DJ Reed is now 4th. And Alex Stewart is 5th. Then you got Alexander Rowe in 6th. Eli Bright is 7th. Brandon Tharp in 8th. Marcus Sachi 9th, and Justin Heath in 10th. So there's your top 20 in the points. As you can see, only 2 winners in the top 20 in points. That is TJ Reed in 4th and Joe Jefferson with the points lead. Kevin Bannon and Cynthia Bright have had some pretty bad luck to start out the season. As you can see, Isaac Nichols, Cynthia Bright, Jeff Bright, they all had very solid days. Those are 3 Hendrick cars. They move up close to the top 20 in points. And then there's some drivers down here that have just had some horrible, horrible luck. Josh Smino, Jason Smino Jr., Carter Friesen, Julius Anderson, Jonathan Buford, Jay Jefferson, Luke Rainey, and Evan Hunter. All of those guys, they have not had very, very great seasons. They need to turn that around, and they need to turn around quickly, because 372 points back of the leader, and he's 79 points back of 41st. That's Evan Hunter. So that's obviously very, very disappointing for that 11 team. Hopefully they can turn it around at the next race, which is the Food City 500 at Bristol. See you guys then.